Well, good morning. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Picked up some more accessories for my big tool rack equipment. I think I'm definitely getting a little spoiled with all this equipment I can use to carry things on the back of the tractor. I'm not complaining though. I have had a number of folks lately asking me if I could do a little comparison or talk about the differences between the big tool rack, ultimate rack, the YardRack, and my old carryall that my neighbor Guy and I built. So I hope you'll spend a few minutes with me up here. We'll go through each of the different pieces of equipment, and I'll tell you what I think of them and what I use them for. Tim at Big Tool Rack was kind enough to send me some spare straps for my tool holders, as well as a set of grommets for these racks on the back, where I can hold my rakes, shovels, etc. I'm really happy he sent me a 5-in-1 chainsaw holder I can mount up here on the YardRack. When neighbor Bob borrowed it a few weeks back, I took the chainsaw holder off the big tool rack and threw it on here for him to use for the day. Now I don't have to. I've got one on each. The 5-in-1 is going to be a nice addition to this YardRack. Holds the chainsaw, but it also has a spot for 4 different tools to be hung on the sides, and there's also an extra hole right beside where the chainsaw hangs. So hey, like any piece of equipment you buy for the property or for the tractor, you've always got options. And there are so many different implements or attachments or pieces of equipment that you can purchase. And it all comes down to really what type of property you have and the needs that you have to maintain that property. We've got 3 totally different types of carrying units for the tractor or for your lawnmower or your zero turn. And each one of them is built or designed specifically for a certain purpose. And these are just my views, but hopefully it'll help you as you go into the summertime now and you decide what it is that you need for the back of your tractor. Let's talk about the equipment. My carryall. If you follow the channel, you'll know that my neighbor Guy and I built this from scratch. I'm very fortunate that he knows how to weld and he's really handy around the workshop. But we built this carryall for one specific purpose and one purpose only: to carry large quantities of wood. I can certainly use it for a lot of other things because the sides come off. I can carry any big heavy objects on the back of the tractor, but in all fairness, we had one specific purpose in mind, and that's large wood or big wood out in the forest to minimize the number of trips that we had to take in and out of the forest after we blocked up a log. Also welded on a 2-inch trailer hitch so we could haul the splitter behind us as well. Works great, and it does what it's designed to do really effectively and really well. But as it pertains to other types of property maintenance, although you could probably use it in different ways, it really was designed specifically for that one purpose. And although I've thrown a few hooks on it in different places to try to hang things, at the end of the day, when you fill it up with wood, and it holds just a little bit under a face cord of wood when it's totally full, but you usually end up having to throw your gas and your oil and your hatchet and any of your other tools that you take out in the forest, you usually end up throwing them up on top of the wood because it really isn't designed or built to be able to handle all of those other implements or tools effectively. But hands down, if you're looking to carry big wood, it does its job and it carries it well. The YardRack and I haven't had much of a chance to get acquainted yet because, as you know, neighbor Bob took it off me as soon as I got it out of the box and used it out in his trails. Really loved it. He kept it for about a week and a half. I finally got it back. But it looks like it's a pretty handy piece of equipment. It comes with all the hardware you need, including a 2-inch mount to bolt to the back of your lawn tractor, your garden tractor, or your zero turn. And otherwise, anything that's got a regular 2-inch trailer hitch receiver, she'll slide onto and you can use it. In fact, I'm going to try it out later today on the tractor. I just threw it on my trailer hitch. It's going to swing around a bit on the 3-point, but I think it should be fine. Holds about 75 pounds of material, and I can see that it's pretty handy to throw on the back of your garden tractor, carry around your potting soil, your fertilizer, some of your garden tools as you're going around the property if you have a smaller property, whether you're carrying a string trimmer or a hedge trimmer, soil, your chainsaw, shovels, rakes, etc. You've got something that you can carry on the back of your lawn tractor or your zero turn so that when you're out on the property, you don't have to make multiple visits back to the garage. The ultimate tool rack, I've used this thing 5 times now on the back of the tractor. And I got to tell you, it's only been 5 times, but this is definitely the cat's meow. Well designed, well engineered, and well thought out. Weighs about 300 pounds, and it'll carry about 600 pounds on top of that. You've got a holder, a place for every tool in your work shed. And as well, the Ultimate Tool Racks has a pretty generous storage area. You'll remember I took that elm down a couple of miles down the road, got the entire tree split and loaded into this big tool rack. Now mind you, wasn't that big 16-inch maple tree that I did the other day, but it was about a 7-8 inch diameter elm, about 60-65 feet high. I got her split and loaded in here and got her back to Guy's woodshed with no problems. When you're leaving the garage or the workshop for the day, especially if you have a big property, whether you've got a mix of gardens, vegetable or floral, or you've got forest and lawn, or you're heading down the road to help a friend, it feels good to be able to load up every tool you think you might need for the day so that you don't end up 5 or 6 miles away and find out you've forgotten something or you didn't have a place for it. So I got myself a little leaner down the driveway. Nothing big, just a small little tree. I think it's basswood. She snapped off, I think, in the winds last week. I've been looking at it. I figured it'd be a good chance to give the old YardRack a try. Not a lot of wood in it. Should be able to fill it up in here, no problem. Now that Bobby gave it back to me. Hope you'll stick around for a few minutes. It's getting really nice and sunny outside. Let's head up the driveway. Cheers. Well, we called it right on. Pretty light stuff. Not a lot of it. So it gave me a good opportunity to try out the YardRack. I like it. Pretty simple, easy to throw in the tractor. Seems to be good for light, small jobs around the property. So at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to what it is you have on your property, what type of property you have, the terrain, what kind of attributes you have, whether you've got gardens, whether you've got forest, any of those types of things you consider, and that'll determine what the right tool is for you for the back of the tractor or the back of your lawn tractor. They all have benefits. They're all built with specific purpose in mind, and they all do a good job at what they're designed to do. I hope it's been helpful as you try to decide what's best for your property. Thanks for sticking around. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.